like a diamond from gold. Maybe you are something I cannot define. Maybe you are the fallen kind. I live, baby, lose my mind right.
We're gonna burn it down. Burn it down. We're gonna burn it down. Burn it down. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder. I killed it, it's murder.
I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker.
Alrighty, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Live Challenger League Grand Finals. We have Paradox Gaming versus PC419, and boy oh boy, this should be a banger of a match. My name is the Russian Cthulhu. Today I'm joined for the Grand Final by Chuck Masterplay. How you doing, mate?
Doing very well today. Excited to get into these games. We followed these guys in their grand semi-finals, and they were very interesting games to watch. So we got a good night on our hands here.
Yeah, most certainly. Should be a absolutely smashing matchup. We do have, let me quickly check. The maps will be Clubhouse, Consulate, and Villa for today. And interestingly enough, it's the second match. Well, technically second biggest matchup between Paradox and PC419. They did verse each other before in the amateur finals last season, and they pretty much we all ready to smash it out. Gentlemen, quickly readjusting the overlay, but yeah, apart from that, Paradox before, when they versed against PC419, ended up suffering a loss, even though they did take the coastline previously out of the PC419. But after that, when they versed on Border and Villa, things didn't go that well. Now, Chuck, any specific storylines that kind of tempt you within this matchup?
It's going to be interesting to see. We saw PC419 play a couple days ago on Clubhouse, and they were pretty dominant. So at least Paradox definitely coming in here as the undercard into the match. They lost to them in the grand final last season. So they versed each other a few times, know how each other play, and Paradox are coming in with a little bit of VOD knowledge, knowing how they're going to be running around on Clubhouse since they pretty much just ran it a couple days ago. So it's whether or not Paradox sort of jumped in and have watched these VODs and really stratted them out yet.
Yeah, well, we just about to move into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Paradox Gaming versus PC419 on Clubhouse to kick things off. Now, quick mention about the previous matchups, like you did before. Paradox actually did verse within the current Challenger League season. They did verse PC419. And interestingly enough, that best of 2 was actually won by Paradox. 8-7 on Coastline, 7-5 in Clubhouse. Albeit that Clubhouse before, when they were playing in the semi-final, was lost to AMR. So I'm curious whether PC419 did actually strat it out this time and will be ready, or whether Paradox Gaming will have yet another trick up their sleeve, essentially.
Yeah, so Paradox, the only team that means that have beat PC419 on Clubhouse, so they've got a chance of taking this first map out, and that's going to be PC419's map pick. And Maverick, Hibana, Mirror, nothing really exciting bands here, just the usual meta, really.
Yeah, well, like you said, yeah, nothing too spicy. The Valkyrie probably ban would be the more impactful one. Maybe a little bit of that Hibana lacking could be also an issue, meaning that only a singular hard breach will be allowed within this map. But nonetheless, I am curious, how will this be played out? PC419 to kick things off on offense.
Yeah, from last week, they had a very strong offense ban. They're going to be bringing out a Cade and a Bandit. So going down below first. 6 picking the Cade to make it maybe a little bait out that they're going to be top floor. So they're going to be able to get these hatches and couple of these walls, this is the same sort of strategy we saw PC419 bring last week, so Paradox bringing out around the same operators you would usually see played here.
Yeah, most definitely. The Church and Arsenal. Pardon, ladies and gentlemen, for slight tap on the graphics, but yeah. Looking at the current roster of the defense, anything that kind of pops out for you, Chuck?
Not really. Besides, there's no one really going to be roaming with this lineup. The only one really capable is maybe Deptra or Stick. But I reckon it's just going to be a turtle plant. A lot of teams are starting to like. I reckon this site's coming back to being the #1 meta site to play again.
Yeah, we did see a small surge when the reworked Clubhouse was reintroduced back into the competitive pool, that teams were playing very heavy roam game, but now kind of the turtle stratting is coming back into it, and curious to see how will PC419 really approach this. They do have pretty much all their needs. They have the IQ Thatcher to get rid of some of the electronic utilities, including the Pulse. And they have, well, the Thermite and the 2 soft breaches, aka Zafir and Buck. Buck currently opening up some flooring up on the ground floor to see if he can maybe get a couple angles from below. From above, but Z4 to come out into the kitchen, unfortunately won't be connecting in any shape or form. We already do see Flossie coming around to the main stairs.
Yes, dirt being opened up now. No one's starting to progress on it, but a lot of droning starting to continue. Flossie peeking down main stairs. That Thatcher's going to be in place. So those electro cores from Cade, not going to be able to do much. They're going to be able to open up this moto hatch. Deptra going to push into it and get away just with his life, as no one was managing to pick that hatch. Papa darts in and gets a kill onto Oda. That's going to be the Pulse going down. A massive pick already. That's one Nitro cell taken out. Bloody Daddy getting into an engagement with Flossie, sorry.
Yeah, taking out one of the C4s is definitely going to be very impactful against Paradox, so it's certainly going to help out PC419's push, considering that they still haven't lost a single attacker. So far, plentiful amount of progression has been made, but they still need to keep going. The hatch in the kitchen, interestingly enough, was not actually opened up, as I would imagine that Noob is saving up the last exothermic charge to open up the charge. But it is Flossie who will be pushing in. There's the push coming out. Stick actually takes out Campo as well. It is a 3v4. as all of a sudden the PC419 numbers are dwindling. Steffi unable to connect the shots with the automag, won't be successful, but it does leave IQ in a 1v3 situation.
Yeah, position given away by some gunshots. Vladdy Daddy on very low HP. Flossie's just stuck in Arsenal at this point, trying to see if anyone will get aggressive and try and peek out. Gonna be peeking this rotation. Hulk goes back to Ashwell, peeking into Moto. No one really gonna over-aggress on the defending side. 17 seconds left on the clock, and it's not looking good for PC419. He peeks it, he gets a kill onto Depsha. There's one in blue. He pushes into Moto, trying to get this hatch, but a smoke player is going to be playing close with this shotgun. Can he get this diffuser? No! Gonna peek out. Bloody Daddy with this shotty straight on the Flossie. Paradox taking the first round very clean.
It was a clean it was a bit of a rough start for Paradox, losing initially Pulse, who was one of the info gatherers for the team. But they managed to compensate it pretty well with all the fragging and managing to kind of separate out the pushes that PC419 attempted to pull off and played it out very well, like you said. So, a good start. Now they just need to keep up, essentially, for themselves if they do want to start winning within the series. But CCTV and Cash to come out, and a double breach denial come out. Well, the moment I said it, pretty much, Kite is now going to be 6 picked off. I'm curious as to who will be the choice, though. Okay.
6 picked on Kite.
Kite onto Kite, yeah, it's big brain time, ladies and gentlemen, at LPL Grand Finals. But all memes aside, I do want to say that bringing in a Kite and a Bandit is not a bad idea, especially now that both of the teams isolated their hard breaching to the point where there's only 2 chances to do it. The PC419 will need to be extra careful, and I'm not particularly sure whether bringing a Blackbeard into this will really make the difference.
Yeah, probably the IQ a little bit more valuable, but they're not really running anything that IQ they already banned. They're not running an Echo, which is still in play. Echo is one of those operators everyone just hates versing and always bans, and then when he gets into not banned, no one plays him.
Yeah, it's a bit of an odd situation. It's some of the teams seem to be running into the issue where they've still got accustomed to having this or that operator banned, that they just not even bothering to train with them, really. And to some extent, it works pretty well. For some teams, it doesn't really, and it ends up being a shot in the foot. But certainly seems like Paradox not really fazed by it at all.
Yeah, it was the exact same thing that happened to Mirror yonks ago when Mirror was first introduced and constantly banned out. No teams started designing strats without those kind of operators, and then when they're not banned, well, we've got the strats designed without them, so we can't really play them that well.
Yeah. And with, like you said, with Mirror being that kind of powerful and changing the meta, it's it gets quite bad when things kick off and against Mirror. But meanwhile, 2 kills already gone out from the side of Paradox Gaming, shutting down the Blackbeard that we just mentioned before, as well as Buck, who was trying to cause some disruption from below. So good start, but Kappa to trade off Vladdy Daddy. So that is the Jaeger to trade off Buck and Blackbeard. I still would definitely say that the trade is heavily in favor of Paradox.
Yeah, losing that Jaeger, not the biggest deal. He's got ADS downs. Besides it being a good gun, done his job really. Top a lot of time being wasted, and one of the entry fraggers, which would be the Blackbeard with that face shield, is taken out. Campo does know where this Maestro player is sitting. Does trying to peek up. Ooh! Phoenix takes his head right off. I thought that was the flip from Campo. Not quite going to land, but Steffi got this tight little angle with the TCSG and tags up Phoenix.
Yeah, just like that, all of a sudden it is a 3v3 situation, albeit that Phoenix is quite severely lit, so even a slight touch of the blast wave would pretty much end him. Odaving unfortunately cannot see the pixel angle that Phoenix had, and that will be resulting in his very quick demise. And with 40 seconds left to go, Paradox needs to pull off a pretty nutty clutch, really, as it is Steffi who is on his lonesome on the site.
Yeah, He's just going to be watching that rotate. Now falls into construction. Going to be some pings going out. Deptra below still has Nitro Cell in hand. This could be massive play. The diffuser starting to go down. He's going to have to get this kill onto the Zofia player, and he will. Now, the ping on the top. Steffi pushes up. That's all they really needed. Now it's all up to Phoenix with 1 HP. Does spot out where the TCSG player is, but no, Steffi takes him out.
What a play! I mean, that was, first of all, very well timed by Deptra on his roam below, and as well as that, Steffi managing to deny that plant was pretty much something usually unheard of, because usually teams would actually stick around and prevent the push, but unfortunately for PC419 that was not the case, and yeah, well done to Paradox. As 2 rounds in a row, that's a good start. That's a good start. It is a best of 3 this time, ladies and gentlemen, comparative to the usual best of 2 that we've grown so accustomed to seeing throughout the recent LPL broadcasts. But yeah, so far so good, Chuck. And Gym Bedroom, with, interestingly enough, initially baiting in the Echo but bringing in a Kite instead.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I reckon the Echo is good, but the Kaid's just being so powerful. I reckon he's probably going to be he's definitely one of the stronger defending operators just because of that shotgun. The Aug's alright, but pretty much a 2-tap with that the shotty from any range would just take anyone out. So bringing the Kaid in any situation pretty much works nowadays.
I'll definitely have to agree with you. Kaid is loadout-wise is definitely a bit more flexible rather than Echo, but essentially at this point it's rather a question is, do you want Bridge Denial plus a very good loadout, or do you want some very good utility but a bit of a more or less mediocre loadout for, say, like debris destruction and stuff like that? So it's still a good choice, and I mean, having Mute as well as a Kite is certainly a good idea to ensure that, 1, you denying or even delaying the breach, and 2, you denying the info gathering, which is perfect right now, as PC419 has been quite reliant on some of the info gathering, so this is definitely going to be helping out. I mean, I'm curious about the fact that usually we're so also accustomed to see Castle to be brought over to the Gym Bedroom, that this time that's not the case. And the breach is actually quite successful as well, interestingly enough.
Yeah, it's I reckon too hard to try and do a Kaid trick on anything that's besides not a hatch, really. Like, all you need is just 2 perfectly timed EMPs, or not even perfectly, it's sort of 2 EMPs and you pretty much deny any Kaid trick.
Yeah. Oof. Oh, wait, what? Vladdy Daddy actually finds that shot onto Noob after the pre-fire, and that will be actually Thermite. After blasting off only a single Thermite charge, will be pretty much deceased after a nice peek from the dirt tunnel. Wow. Well played by Vladdy Daddy, and that is a early advantage, which is quite good, considering now PC419 will be forced to go through a great variety of choke points.
Massive play coming out. That's going to be Sticks going down. Steffi managed to get the refrag immediately onto Phoenix. Thatcher taken out. Ooh.
Wait, where was that? Ah, okay.
Another. He's just fallen back to side and managed to pick up another kill. Campo gets a kill onto Steffi. Lad knows exactly where he is, and he's getting aggressive on this hallway. Oh.
Nice shot by Vladdy Daddy, as now it's all up to Flossie once again to clutch it up. Things are not looking all well, and all the pre-fire is coming out, but does manage to find the body of Deptra, take him out, but with barely any health, really. Flossie is facing a little bit of a crisis here on his health. Deciding to show some anger towards the Mute Jammer, but won't be taking it out. We'll be going in for the attempt at the peak. Could potentially clutch it out. 30 seconds to go. He is on site, but he does not have the diffuser and neither life anymore, as Vladdy Daddy will be the one to take him out, and pretty big round for the Paradox player here.
Yeah, massive play from Vladdy Daddy. Picking up a 3k. And starting off, I did not think he was going to get that kill onto the Thermite on Repel.
Yeah.
He was having that spraying straight at where Vlad was sitting, and he's completely got taken out from it.
Yeah, that's exactly my thoughts as well. I was expecting Bloody Daddy to get completely bulldozed on that attempt, but no, that seemed to have worked out pretty much like clockwork, really. Which does leave us in a 3-0 scoreline at the moment. Full rotation has occurred on all three sides. Paradox were able to perform fantastically well, so far it's a good run. Meanwhile, on PC419, things are looking a little bit odd, to say at the very least.
Attackers need to locate.
There's
and defuse
a
as many bombs as
massive
they can.
change up now. There's going to be a Mozzie being played, a Castle being played. So different strat to this, so they can't be counter-stratted straight away.
Yeah, I mean that does show a good sign for Paradox Gaming. We were talking about it before during the prior to the semifinals and the grand finals when me and Lan were casting, and even during the semifinals, that some of the teams do tend to try to force some of the strats and some of the lineups,
Seconds left.
and just end up getting locked in that kind of loop of unfortunate losses. So for Paradox being able to flex several variations of their roster for certain sites, it's definitely a very good showcase. What is also interesting to me is that unreinforced wall that is only down to.
Yeah, a lot of pressure in up in Cash right now, and only 2 players on site. If PC419 can take advantage of this, they might be able to just slip onto site, but it does look like they sort of want to contest these players up here in Cash and running around stock. We'll spot out where Papa is playing, and there's a lot of lines of sights, and it's droning him in now. That's going to be hard to push into.
Correct, yeah. I'm definitely a bit confused as to what's the reason for the upstairs hold, but maybe there's a bigger picture behind this. Papa and swift kill onto Stick will be taking him out and denying any attempt at holding upstairs, and Flossie just waiting for the right call, for the right push, the right moment as well. Nice swift bail from Vladdy Daddy as the man just decides to leave out, get out from the garage and just make his way and default back to the site, which is a good idea. You've wasted just about a minute. Now you're free to go.
Yeah. Go.
Ooh.
Oh, you didn't get back to
Wow.
site fast enough.
He decided to contest a couple of angles from the ground floor of the garage and unfortunately paid with his life, which does put Paradox Gaming at a bit of an unfortunate situation, but nice C4 from below will be ridding Noob by Deptra.
That's their hard breach going down as well, but they haven't reinforced off dirt. That's with that roam game, do you reckon that was viable strats considering they lost 2 players and only really wasted a minute and a half?
Attackers bomb
It would have been viable if they only traded out a single person,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, since Latidite decided to kind of stick around for a little bit longer, unfortunately that did not pay off. So
Attackers
leaving
recover the
themselves in a 3v4, yeah, I mean it's workable, but it's certainly going to be a challenge and a half. Blue control has not been taken, but the A site control has been fully forfeited, at least for the time being. So, but now it seems that the full push will be commencing through the dirt tunnel as Campo and Papa are the ones that are just about to start collapsing onto the B side.
Ooh, hold up, man, just pick up one. Steffi goes in for his own, though, with Phoenix. There's 2 players left in dirt. We'll get the spray down. Deptra manages to get traded, though. It's all down to Papa with 19 seconds left. They know his positioning, and they're just going to play nice, safe angle. Steffi just going to be playing around this blue doorway. Maybe going to peek out to AKs in a second. Oda peeks out, but takes Papa's head off. And Paradox on a 4-round win streak on PC419's map.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest note, that this is PC419's map, ladies and gentlemen, and Paradox just be giving out slaps left, right, and center, really. PC419's roster. So at the moment, things looking quite interesting, to say at the very least, considering the fact that we were, like we mentioned early at the start of the broadcast, that Paradox are considered to be the underdogs in this matchup, and all of a sudden they just pulling out a 4-round streak. That is something, well, we would rarely hear, but this has been so far a season of of upsets, both in ESL Pro League. Same happened in LPL Challenger League, where we just saw before as well. Paradox taking out AMR, where AMR was seed number 1, Paradox seed number 4, and all of the stats were pretty much screaming that AMR will win.
Yeah, that final game, it pretty much looked like it was going to go either or at that point. Paradox, I thought they weren't going to win going into the last match when we saw them play against AMR, and I'm pretty sure AMR thought they were going to win at one point and maybe slacked off a little.
Yeah, well, the final map between AMR and Paradox was 8-7, so it did get down to literally the last round on Villa, but nonetheless, it is a very interesting turn of events at this very moment. And I'm curious as to if Paradox will actually trade around the maps, whether it will be a just Paradox taking map number 1, then PC419 grabbing number 2, and then we will be fighting it out on Villa as a map number 3. So who knows, but for now it seems to be like a very steadfast hold by Paradox in the cash and CCTV.
Yes, indeed. But with Villa, it's going to be an interesting game to go to if we do make it there. Paradox spotting out this Clash player. And we're seeing again Paradox bringing out a new setup here. Bringing out new operators for this second cash hold.
Oh, Campo at the moment trying to get rid of that Clash as he's about to start utilizing those fire arrows, and will be forcing Clash off that window as she already took a half HP hit. It should be just enough to spook him off, as well as that Deptra taking literally no damage, but is spooked off. The bandit tricking position will be forced off as the breach was quite successful. So Vladdy Daddy to take out Papa, what was called the kryptonite of Paradox Gaming, has been taken down, so it's a good start for round number 5.
Yeah, massive game for Vladdy Daddy this one. Pulling out a lot of massive plays here. And, ooh, that's going to be Stick going down to Campo. That's their Maestro player going down. He's been going down first for Paradox a couple times now. Unfortunate for him. But they still have this Clash in play, and there's a minute left. Still Campo alive with the Capital. That's a very easy counter with those firebolts. You can take Clash out pretty quickly with that. And throwing out his last electro ball here.
With Steffi holding a pretty tight angle right behind the servers, and Odoving giving some information as well. Could be potentially a good spot. There's also a very nice long angle as well. Phoenix to take off Vladdy Daddy. Things are not looking all good. Steffi gets stuck as well in the wall, and the plant is successful. This time this could very much be the round where PC419 will be finally taking the win, but with Noob already going in for the peak, he will be taking out Deptra, so it's all up to Odoving to try to clutch this up, but no. Noob to finally bring PC419 the first round for themselves after Paradox grabbing a 4-round streak for themselves.
Yes, finally, now, last round of the half, we're going to see a 5-1 half, and if Paradox go into a 5-1 half, they're going to be feeling amazing, confident, and could see them take out this map. But now, don't want to go to cash again. They're going to go to gym and bedroom next. That's a little interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely quite something, as usually we used to seeing from Paradox occasionally as well, the site to be at the very least retried. But yeah, curious how will Paradox react to that. Bringing in a Vigil and then switching it over to Kaid could potentially throw off Paradox to think that there will be a bit more of a roam game, considering that when Paradox did switch it around for the Church and Arsenal, things were quite odd, to say the very least, for PC419. So could potentially throw them off, but no roster changes really were made on the attacking side, so maybe they didn't really get phased that much.
Yes. So here, Cypher coming out, maybe open up a lot of these lines of sight, and it looks like this is the first time we're going to see them not really change up their strategy between for this site. They're running the same operators. It looks like they're running the same sort of orientation, and just telling Vlad where he needs to chuck his ADS. I don't reckon that dirt peak's going to work against Vlad.
My opinion, but hasn't happened just yet. So Noob for now will be making his way over to potentially the west wall. No attempt at breach, interestingly enough, at least in CCTV, so this will be left at least for now fully safe, allowing Steffi to attempt to go for the bandit trick. There's the attempt as well as that. There's the grenade. It should be just enough. It does get rid of the tide charge, and Steffi, fully knowledgeable about that, will be just reinforcing the bathroom for him. Only one magazine remaining, which does mean that the man will be forced to go in for the 44 Magnum Automag kills.
Yep, minute down so far, and we're going to see the other get chucked, exothermics chucked straight onto construction, now opening up this positioning. Oda going to be holding a tight pixel angle all the way to construction breach though, and now going to be droning up these central stairs to see if they can spot out any players sitting in off angles. No kills gone out, but Deptra is tagged extremely low. They do have that hatch opened in logistics, and might see Steffi get a kill from it with that TCSG.
Still unclear which side would have most of the advantage, really, as Stick is trying to have some interesting angle from through the drone hole, but with the drop down from Buck, nice bait by Stick, will be securing that kill onto Papa, but right now the Kite is down, as well as Phoenix taking out Odoving. This is not looking all too well. It is technically a 3v3, but no, nice peek and nice push by Deptra will be saving the life of Stick, and will be potentially, nope, not anymore. I was just about to say allowing to get Kite up, but it's not the case. Two very healthy attackers against a very unhealthy Paradox player and a very healthy Italian man with a big machine gun.
Yes, in these late rounds, it's where Kaid thrives. That's going to be Deptra going down. They know exactly where Kaid is playing. They're going to try and pinch on his angle. He sprays the older and doesn't manage to get the kill. Planter started to go down. 12 seconds left on the clock. We're going to see him pick up one. He gets two!
Stick, that's filthy. That's filthy, mate. Paradox just claim fifth point for themselves off the back of a just amazing clutch from Stick, and just like that, the first half of Clubhouse has gone 5-1, ladies and gentlemen. This is very much intense going in for both sides here.
Ooh, I love the Glaz pick. He's got buffed recently. He's got that fast rate of fire, and I want to say, I'm disappointed.
Psych! The wrong pick. As Nomad, well, no, make it IQ. Thank you, Stick. Thank you for toying with my emotions as well. Stick will be bringing an IQ at the end, deciding that he does not need the high rate of fire. Glaz, he does not want the Nomad airbending charges. He just wants nice 3-speed operator with a good gun, good utility to just simply delete. That's exactly what potentially could be happening. A Sledge, Thatcher, Zafir, IQ, and Thermite. The only deviation here from Paradox's side on the attacking roster is literally bringing in a bit more of up close and personal soft breach rather than the Canadian soft breach. So maybe it's a maybe that would allow them to play things out nicely, but we'll find that out pretty soon. On the side of PC419 though, I'd say pretty much everything looks all pretty much standard and just about similar, minus the fact that Campo will be bringing in a Legion for the downstairs hold.
Yeah, Legion, great operator. one of the most versatile, has impacts, got it. Great gun, great utility, yeah, just great operator in general. So, always good to have him on the lineup. And now we're going to see some pushing into site coming out. Electro cores just sort of been chucked up there. They can be, those exothermics can be impact tricked pretty quickly onto kitchen. Wonder if they do decide to put one on that kitchen hatch. And default cams are staying up.
Oh boy, that's not a good sign. Well, for now though, minute drained, and not a whole lot of really advancement, minus the fact that it does seem like this is mainly the blue tunnel push so far. The first hatch being popped open with no congestion. First exothermic charge by Vladdy Daddy will be allowing some line of sights into the blue tunnel. See, maybe they can initiate from there for now. Campo being very wary about the fact that there might be a push onto the kitchen hatch, but to no avail just yet.
Yeah, looking a bit hesitant, wanting to impact trick if it needs to come down. We're going to see Flossie running barb instead of impacts. Not chucking that barb down either. And we're going to see this floor getting opened up quite a bit by, I believe, the IQ running breaching charges. Make it a little bit harder for that impact trick to come out. Vlad, going to go to stock and maybe get this hatch open. Stick pushing down blue. Going to be able to spot out all these goon mines sent in there. Maybe giving away his position, taking a couple shots. And it does look like Legion knows exactly where he is. Peeks out. And we're going to see an engagement come down in blue tunnel between the IQ and Legion. Steffi manages to pick up a kill onto Papa, and Phoenix goes down from Steffi. Beautiful two frags there. Jaeger and Smoke gone.
Indeed they are, and look at this, it's a three-side push by Paradox, and it certainly does seem to be potentially working out. Stick to go down to the hands of Campo, but will be traded out straight away by Deptra. Nice push from the dirt tunnel as well. This is a full cleanup crew by Paradox here. Ladies and gentlemen, all leaving all up to Noob to try to clutch this up. 19 rounds to go. He still has plenty full of firepower as well as his nitro cell, so he could potentially clutch this out, but there's one player that is really close, right on the opposite side of that ballistic shield, and Noob is trying to be all careful, but no! Paradox just toy with the prey. Steffi on the roll for his team, and we are seeing a 6-1 scoreline, ladies and gentlemen, so far. Paradox on the match point.
This is PC419's pick.
I'm lost as much as you are, Chuck. I'm completely amused by the fact that Paradox are just doing literally whatever they want. They got allowed to open pretty much 3 points of entry onto the site. They utilized all 3 of them. They collapsed pretty much pitch perfectly onto it. And I don't think PC419 were really ready for it.
Yeah, no. This is a massive change to how we saw Paradox play last week in the semi-finals. They're winning pretty much every gunfight they go into. Even these gunfights they go into looking like it should be a trade, like we saw last round between Phoenix and Campo on the Jaeger and Smoke. He just sprayed down both of them. No trade going out whatsoever.
Yeah. It's certainly quite amazing, honestly, to see how much of a progress Paradox has made ever since even the start of this season. So honestly, this I tip my hat and tip my fedora, yeah, I mean, I'm honestly amazed that PC419, after defeating Team Cryptik with a very hefty scoreline, really, just seem to be completely toothless at the moment against Paradox. Maybe this will change and they'll bring over some mad hacky strats, but as it stands at the moment, things are just not working out at all.
Yeah, it's looking like we're gonna see the next map, Consulate, come out, and that's gonna be Paradox's map pick. I'm pretty much just lost for words of what's happening to PC419 that we just saw us play so dominantly last in the past couple of days on this map, and just really struggling to get a net around. We're going to see a thermite go off, and Most likely this wall's going to be opened up momentarily, but we do have Puffer here on the Bandit. Looks like he's going to be tricking just a little bit, making sure he doesn't get that wall opened up too easily. Oh, is he going to be able to get it off? Doesn't look like he's quite going to get that exothermic there.
I'm not sure he will just yet. Interestingly, that Deptra won't be still yet using his frag grenades, which is quite interesting. As well as that, well, Deptra finally does find the shot onto Phoenix. As well as that, there's the attempt at the bandit trick, and Papa, nicely done, actually does manage to even catch a bullet, and fantastic execution from Deptra on this one, as well as the breach is successful with the minimal losses and only Odoving to take some damage. Meanwhile, PC419 losing both the bandit and the smoke, which is going to be very impactful in the end result of this round.
Yeah, at this point, it's just looking like this map's pretty much over. They know positioning right now. There's a minute 18 left. They can drone out these players, try and get some kills. There's one Nitro Cell left in the hands, but we do have, I was about to say that Maze still in play, but he gets immediately taken out. That's the older Gorn. That's one of the best guns of the defenders taken out, and Flossie in a very hard situation right now. Campo and Flossie in a 2v5, but Campo manages to get a massive shot onto Bloody Daddy. 2v4, can these boys clutch it out? They're going to keep aggressively peeking, and that's pretty much all they can do right now. They can't let them claim site to get a plant off.
Yeah, well, Campo has a pretty strong position here behind the ballistic shield, so honestly, well, just as I call it, the Jaeger will be taken down by the grenade, the irony of it, and at the end, oh, nice flick from Flossie will be ensuring a kill onto Odoving, but with the plant now starting to go down, Flossie is barely on any health, meaning that the chances are dwindling. Plant has been gone down, and Flossie now to try to find the clutch, but no! Paradox Gaming, ladies and gentlemen, will be winning map number 1 with a 7-1 scoreline. My goodness. Wow. I'm amazed, Chuck. Just how well Paradox played it out. And I'm not too sure whether it's Paradox just playing on a whole new level, or is it just PC419 just unable to really adapt. Look at this, 2 people on double digits.
Yeah, in 8 rounds. They're doing incredibly well. It's pretty much all the Paradox is showing up right now. We saw Oda, the only one really on low kills, but he was playing a lot of support roles. He was on that Clash a couple rounds and is playing a lot of support and all that kind of jazz. And they just played amazing together. Paradox giving it to PC419 on one of their best maps.
Yeah, I mean, PC419, yeah, like you said, losing their map, their pick, that says something. And the way how it was done, it felt as if they never even practiced really Clubhouse, because yeah, just it's a whole new level of gameplay, honestly.
Yeah, it pretty much looked like that was just a scrim and they were testing out new strats and it didn't work. And that's it. It didn't go in their way whatsoever. That could be up to Paradox just researching in the past couple days since the last broadcast where we saw PC419 win on that map. So we could have just seen Paradox just doing their homework and getting all this knowledge that they really needed to do, and if they did that, well, it paid off perfectly for them.
Really does. Just quick readjustments here for us as we're just about to transition into map number 2, ladies and gentlemen. As Paradox Gaming are leading. Paradox Gaming are leading 1 point, and we are going on their map pick this time.
Yes. This is where we're going to see... I reckon this first round's going to tell us a lot. If PC419 bring out a dominant performance, well, we've got a match on our hands. But if Paradox manage to win their attack with pretty confidently, I reckon Paradox could take it out on map 2.
everything could really happen here. Did see a pretty good performance by Paradox against AMR where they won console at 7-4. But after that, when they transitioned onto Clubhouse, lost 7-4 again to AMR, and then the third map was the closure. So I'm tempted to say this could be the similar case, but honestly, I'd say that Paradox do really have it.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be pretty noticeable, I reckon, after the first round if Paradox do take this one out. And it looked like they were struggling last week against AMR, and now it's just a whole new team playing right now, it feels like.
It really does. Just about to wrap up our ban phase. Pardon for the inconvenience on the graphics, ladies and gentlemen. Just slight adjustments. There we go. So, ban phase. Nomad, Jackal, Valk, and Echo. So, a bit more, well, it's a sensible of a ban phase. Interestingly enough, Papa potentially teasing Warden, but surely that's a 6 pick. Yep, there it is. Called it. But yeah, Echo being outed, well, didn't really phase Paradox as much, really, on the previous map. Same as Valkyrie, really. So I'm definitely thinking that
Defenders, protect your bombs from
neither of
being
those,
by attackers.
bans would really phase Paradox, at least yet.
The more annoying operator, I reckon, was the Maestro, but they most likely will want to be playing the Maestro as well. Just having the lesser intel, but that amazing gun that we see you can clutch rounds off just by not having to reload and just be able to click heads and pretty much just mow down anyone with it. So, you know, lesser intel, but, you know, you got that better gun.
Yeah. I mean, you can still gather plentiful amount of intel as well. Ooh, Noob! Oh, Noob! He does go for the spawn peek and will be finding Deptra's head just like that straight away. That's a very good start for PC419 after a bit of a tilter of a first map. So, very good start for Noob. And just like that, it is a still full coverage. Full coverage on both floors. PC419, and the Paradox might be a little bit stalled out.
Saw the spawn peak come out from the... I'm pretty sure the spawn peak everyone learns first, but some trades going backwards and forwards. Papa managed to get a kill onto Oda. That's going to be both major entry fraggers taken out at this point with the Jaeger gone as well. And Stick just going to be peeking through this main door to see if he can catch anyone off. Phoenix managed to pick up Laddie Daddy as well. This is the PC419 we're more known to see these guys fragging out and Papa going for a run out.
He does. Papa does get potentially too aggressive. Only 2 members of Paradox Gaming now remaining, which certainly be quite scary. Papa to go for a run out, gonna go for a long angle, but won't be seeing anyone. One person is already down by Steffi as Phoenix will be out, but still, 3 more to go. It's a bit more clutchable. Minute 35 as well as that. They have some ground up above the site. So I believe there's still 1 more person that is on the top floor. That is Papa, who we did call before the kryptonite of Paradox Gaming, at least on Coastline. Curious as to he will be the game changer here. So he is quite safely lurking up and around, and I don't think Paradox are knowledgeable about the positioning of Vigil, so it's certainly going to be quite an issue if the flank will be successful.
Stick looking a little concerned that he might expect that someone to be on this flank. Papa really not trying to expose himself too much, but Stick's holding that long corridor. Papa crouch out walking pretty much at this point.
Oh.
And he leaves that angle open now.
Oh no!
Papa's going to be able to walk straight.
Papa just manages to rotate over to the main spiral. I do think that Steffi actually did spot him before, but with 34 seconds left to go, some work needs to start being done. Campo to potentially get pushed pretty soon. As well as that, Steffi now taking point at the exit stairs, so he might catch Papa off rotation. Papa is still playing on the spiral. Noob to take out the Steffi, as well as that. Steffi will be taken down by Campo, so a fantastic first round by PC419, and kicking things off initially with that spawn peak pretty much guaranteed that the whole pace of Paradox will be turned down.
Yes, good round from PC419, winning the usual like third site you go to, lobby. Now they got the two strongest sites that teams prefer, got Garage, and that Mirror is in play. No Mirror ban, not the most impressive operator on this map, but for this bottom floor hold, very viable.
Indeed. Oh, taking care of the least favorite side for a fair few teams is certainly going to be a good morale boost for PC419, as bringing in a Pulse, a Mozzie instead of Pulse could be a very good concept, as so far Mozzie worked out pretty well, all things considered, denying the drones, denying the locations for the drones. And interestingly enough, we did discuss Mirror on the previous map, how much he occasionally changes the playstyle of some of the teams, and just like that, he did manage to slip through the ban phase.
Yes, so Mirror taken out. It's going to be interesting to see where these two mirrors get played. Most likely going to see one in that small office, the more common mirrors you see, but this is where, with the second mirrors, where teams usually get a little bit experimental. You usually see one here, then the rest, it's usually just what team can finesse a different strategy.
Improvement time.
Yes, indeed, as we're just about to figure out whether finessing like that would make it work. Campo to open up a couple of angles up and around that mirror window should allow him a few really good peak spots. Meanwhile, for Paradox, they will be going in for top-down clears, something that is usually most of the teams within the competitive NZ scene are accustomed to. Be able to start clearing things out. No presence whatsoever, but Paradox seeming to be a bit overly careful, knowing that PC419 did get quite aggressive on their peaks in the previous round.
Ooh, Phoenix managed to get a cheeky run out of Visa. Steffi looking like he wants to try and get this refrag. Is going to step on a goo mine and still goes to an aggressive peak, but that's going to be the Legion player taken out. Bloody Daddy managed to pick up that frag. Unfortunate that the Zofia goes down, but that's not the map biggest frag whatsoever. It still have the Thatch and Thermite, the two operators you definitely need still around, and Vladdy Daddy on the Capital. Those ADSs won't be able to stop any of the bolts, can still fly in and cut off lines of sights or burn a couple players. We'll have a defender sitting on spiral stairs as well.
Yeah, so for now, 1v1 trade, that's all that both teams gotten so far, and Ella just runs away with a bit of a spook there, as that just signals for Papa to start going in for the flank, and Paradox are completely adamant right now to the presence of the Mozzie players, so he could potentially get a very nice flank. There is one person watching the exit stairs, and I'm pretty sure Papa is quite knowledgeable about that, so he will need to face himself, but Pretty Fire will be ending his life just like that. Odaving, fantastic kill, and I think he got spooked even by that kill himself, so fantastic play, but Noob is not ready to finish things off yet. Does manage to find Steffi, but will be traded out straight away. Odaving is having a field day at the moment within the case of this round, but with less than 40 seconds left to go, things gonna start getting a little bit tight for Paradox Gaming.
Yep, just going to be droning out where these players are going to be pushing around. We'll spot them behind the mirror. We're going to see Campo now aggressing on this angle, getting behind White Van. Maybe unknown, and there we go. There's going to be a kill on the stick. Beautiful trade coming out. C4 going through. Not going to quite land on anything. Default cam coming in, and they're going to manage to get sight. And
Vladdy Daddy, no!
His own fire. Oda managed to get Campo though. It's all down to the Jaeger that's still playing the mirror. Diffuser starting to go down.
Indeed, it will be quite successful, as it is right behind the white van. Flossie does spot the Capitao, but won't be able to do anything just yet. Both of those Paradox players are quite low in health, so a few shots from the 416 carbine will be just enough, but unfortunately just can't connect the shots. Those shots are coming out. There's the pre-fire. There's first onto Vladdy Daddy, 1v1 situation, as Odoving needs to keep playing very safe right now and play it out carefully, but there's the shots. Just can't connect the shots. Will be connecting. Flossie clutching things up for PC419. Second round in a row. Let's go, boys.
No,
My goodness.
Peak there.
There was indeed, yeah, there was no peak. Sorry, there was no need to peak like that whatsoever. And unfortunately for Odoving, yes, it could have been the confidence kicking in and thinking, yeah, I'll grab this, and unfortunately whiffing a couple shots. Maybe it was just, fortunately, just unable to click heads, really. And well done by Flossie, even under the pressure of the timer, managing to clutch this up.
Yeah, Paradox sort of throwing that round a little bit. Should have been theirs, but Flossie, massive clutch there. That carbine, one of the better defender guns as well in the game. You have to just tap heads with it, and we're going to see a stick jump off Thermite to her Barna now. And
Ooh.
Interesting to see, we got a Warden coming out, a pick from Pulse to Warden.
Yeah, this could be actually one of the first few Warden picks actually within ANZ, and ever since his buff he could potentially be quite worth to actually try and play, as he is now a 2-speed 2 armor operator comparative to what he was before, which was a 1-speed 3 armor. So definitely a bit more suitable for roaming. As well as that, his gadgets should allow him to pull off some very cool looking moves, really.
So, top floor now. You can see if Paradox is going to be able to stop this 3-win streak here, or if PC419 are going to keep the rounds coming and bring it to Paradox's map pick.
Attackers must locate and defuse
I mean,
the
we
bomb.
did talk about this before as well. This certainly does have the potential that just both teams will just trade maps, and then we'll see the final showdown on the third map, which is Villa. So, could work out. Paradox kind of seeming a little bit lost now that they've won the round, but you know, a nice pre-fire will be downing Campo, but not finishing him off just yet. So potentially Phoenix will be able to pick him back up, but as for now, Campo's run is pretty much done and dusted.
Oh, and he does go down. Deptra gets the final shot onto him. Flossie not be able to get that refrag from the rappel. You can see some players moving up to the top, pre-firing through the wall, but no one really around there. Noob here with the mute can be playing on yellow stairs, and that's a dangerous operator to have on yellow stairs. Having that SMG11 and Shotty, you can do a lot of quick peeks and take out a lot of the enemies through it. So, going to see Vladdy Daddy moving up here on to balcony.
Interestingly enough, it is the Warden player, PC419, that is being quite aggressive on some of the peaks, as well as that Papa, ooh, just but nearly goes in for the run out as well. Can't connect the shots onto Vladdy Daddy, and at the moment just gets a little bit overzealous on those peaks. Oh, nice shot by Flossie, does find the feet of Vladdy Daddy, making it a 4v4 situation.
Yes, catches that out, and that's going to be a massive pick, taking out the smoke. That's the main reason they probably bought the Warden, to deny that smoke play, and now not really going to need him too much considering he's completely gone. Phoenix now on the below, going to be playing in bathroom, does have some rotates set up, and Papa taking long desk, getting droned out. Minute left on the clock, yeah, now, and still in a 4v4.
Correct. With so much time now drained for the attack, surely Paradox will be a little bit more nervous about how they're going to approach this. Steffi attempting to get maybe a peek or two. We'll be trying to prod around the A side, but to no avail just yet. He does know that there is one in the connector, but can't just get the open angle just yet. Nice shot by Papa, will be finishing him off. Fantastic play by the Warden player of PC419, and another peek won't be securing him any kill, but there's a refrag as well by Flossie. ensuring that the diffuser plant will be denied. Nice shot once again, and manages to run away with the life as well as that Phoenix to finish things off onto Steffi. 3-round streak by PC419.
Yeah, it's starting to look like a very similar outcome to what we just saw on the last map, but roles reversed. And getting in, all and we're going to see a little bit of a lineup change coming out with Noob getting Clash.
Interesting. Surely that's a play right here. Yeah, there it is. Seeing Noob on Clash is certainly something. It's not quite the usual thing, and Maestro is certainly, well, it worked out for him pretty well on the previous on the first and the second round, so actually might be seeing here yet again a fantastic performance. This is the site where PC419 starting things off, so potentially we might be seeing just about a similar result here. That is, if Paradox Gaming will be able to bring things back. It doesn't seem that they switching too many things around, trying to force just about the same lineup of the attackers, and maybe that's what's really keeping them away from claiming some of the rounds, as potentially could have locked in themselves into that loop of thinking, oh yeah, maybe we could finally force it through. We have a good stable lineup, but maybe that's not the lineup that you want, really.
Attackers objective is to locate a bomb and
Indeed, here getting a couple close rounds. So, do Vladdy Daddy? That's a spawn peak denial. That's the Doc taken out. Massive kick. Those aggressive ACOGs can be a little dangerous.
Wait, what?
That's the second one. Papa goes down as well.
Good night, Papa. My goodness. It's just absolutely gaming from PC419 right now, denying 2 spawn peaks. That's well done by Vladdy Daddy, the man who just was unable to perform initially in the first three rounds. Does manage to get an early advantage for his team, and it's like that. PC419 will be forced to play a little bit more conservative now, and they are at a 2-man deficit.
Massive kicks right now. Campo looking to peek a window, but no, it's going to move to Spiral. These is Paradox's round so far. But talk about the kills right now. Do have Flossie managed to be on 5 and 1 at the moment, with the team falling behind with 2 players on 3 and 2 players on 2. And Stick manages to be on 0 kills at the moment. Not managed to pick up 1 yet.
Very unfortunate turn of events, but at the moment, well, Stick did get denied a fair few angles and peaks, so but yeah, that is the case for him. But maybe this could be the round where they make the comeback. Paradox, Vladdy Daddy already on the 3rd kill for himself. Potentially could be yet another one. Nice peek by Flossie, but will be this time punished. The nice crossfire. Stick finally does claim the kill for himself. As just like that, Campo to trade things off. So it's not yet over, but just like that, it will be the win for Paradox Gaming. Fantastic turn of events as they do claim themselves the round, ending the 3-round streak that was done by PC419.
Just had to call out Stick, and then he goes in and frags.
Yeah, just call him out. Then the man, he is the call of the donut, and decides to go in for the plays.
Yeah, Vlad and Stick, getting 3 on Vlad and then 2 on Stick. So
yep.
Beautiful round from both those guys there. And I'm not sure how you get 2 kills with it. 2 kills onto 2 spawn peakers.
Yeah, those flicks were absolutely nasty. I gotta give it to Vlad. That was some very good aim right there. And surely that would be a bit of a off-putting moment for PC419. They had a very good streak. They started coming back from what was a very unfortunate loss for them. And all of a sudden, just at a snap of a finger, gone. 2 players, 2 spawn peakers, and 2 very good operators as well. Doc and Warden, the operators that usually are being quite, well, most of the attackers are quite afraid of, really.
Yes. So, let's see. Not really wanting anyone to go Visa. They're going to reinforce that off. And going to wonder if we're going to see that same sort of play come out from,
10 seconds to insertion.
I believe, Phoenix on the Mozzie, who was sort of playing around piano. Sorry, just getting lost with this map completely. Now I've got my train of thought back. Yeah, we saw Phoenix playing aggressive in piano and falling back to site, so it's going to be interesting to see if we have these players on the roam this time, or if Paradox get free claim of the sites. It does look like an engagement's already going down towards Visa end.
It looks like it. So, overview of the map, it seems that 2 players of Paradox will be actually prompting to go for the clear out from up above, but surely they know about the pulse. Surely there is a rotation might be coming out, but Pulse, he is downstairs fully at the bottom floor. We'll be just only gathering information just for the time being. The remainder of Paradox are still very much careful about where they push. Only Deptra currently inside of the building. The rest are just residing up and around the windows. Flossie, I believe, is just holding an angle right at the bottom of the spiral. So, again, second person from Paradox to enter will be potentially holding the angle into the Visa stairs. But he's yet there, but Quick Claymore should be able to just be enough to notify about any push.
I've got Flossie here on spiral stairs, seeing if he can get aggressive on anyone. Does hear that player very close to sitting in that garden bed, right on the left of it. It's going to be passively holding this angle, and ooh, you might see him edge up and go for a little bit of a shot out, but nothing quite yet. Does hear a lot of action going towards Piano as they do get full control of it, and going to be opened up a lot of this floor, so Flossie does have to rotate up very soon if he wants to go and do anything with it.
All of the breaching charges are coming out, and it is Campo to kick things off onto Odoving, actually taking him out, but will be traded out straight away by Deptra. Nice angle from the Visa office stairs. As well as that, we'll be cutting off a couple of rotations. There's one more shot as well. Just wait, that did not register on Pulse? Upper runs away unscathed with his pulse monitor still intact, and Steffi will be attempting to get yet another angle from up above. Just misses out on Noob's position with a Maestro. And Flossie is still pretty much untouched on the spiral stairs. Phoenix to kick things off onto Deptra will be getting rid of him, and the pre-fires onto Vladdy Daddy will be making sure that the man will be a little bit tagged up. Pre-fire coming out from Maestro as well as that. The plant is quite successful as well as the pre-fire will be ensuring that stick will be there in the play anymore, and now it is all up to Vladdy Daddy to clutch this up. All the runouts are just about to commence. There's the run out from Phoenix as well. There's the full-on collapse coming out. 2 players there, and there we go. Vladdy Daddy to go down. Paradox losing yet another round as PC419 claiming the 4th round. Phoenix to test out his crouch button as well.
Beautiful retake for PC419. Just gonna see a little bit of spinning coming out from the boys, a little testing their crouch buttons to make sure they know it works. Always gotta test that C button, you know?
Yeah, gotta test it and make sure that all the peripherals are working as intended. And yeah, gotta give it to PC419 after what was a very much of a tilter of a first map. Returning back with their own kind of series of wins, it's certainly quite noteworthy.
Yes, so if we see PC419 take out this hold, it's going to be a pretty much complete opposite of what we saw last map for the other side. So it's very interesting that PC419 is looking completely dominant right now with Steffi. Interesting 6-pick there, Ash to Ash.
Defenders,
I mean,
protect your
that's
bombs
how
from
the
being
Pro League
defused
works.
by
Well,
attackers.
6-pick Ash to Ash.
Frag.
And yeah. But for now though, last round of defense for PC419. They need to get as many points as they need, really. Sorry, as many points as possible. Points as they need. Just for the sheer fact that so far, Consulate has proven to be very much defender heavy, and the fair few angles were pretty much enabled only from just the defense point of view, really. So definitely something that maybe Paradox needs to be quite wary about. And oh, that is a very cheeky spawn peek as well as for Flossie. And ooh, does realize that there will be pre-fire, does manage to bail out in the right time. But I do believe that there's still a vigil sitting up and around the main lobby area.
Yeah, Vigil, very annoying operator, does have that ERC where he can just sort of chuck that on. No drones can know exactly his position. Will give away just a little bit of a hint that he is in that area on your drone. But other than that, will go unnoticed. And going into this round, no frags have gone out quite yet. But it's definitely an interesting round. A lot of long angles, and it looks like Campo wants to aggressively peek with this ACOG of the MP5, but falls off it once he gets droned. Oda gonna swing straight into admin office now.
Oh, 30 a minute wasted, and the Paradox only now is starting to make moves towards the sites. Mighty Daddy again on Capital, the operator that so far has seen a bit of a 50-50 success rate here for Paradox player, just seeming to be a bit more knowledgeable, a bit more careful. Depthra to finally catch Phoenix on that run out, finally realizing that hey, there will be plentiful of aggressive runouts. Just keep using those claymores just to deny either manpower or just the ground. So exactly what's happening here, and good usage of the impact grenades by Zafia, making sure that none of that shield play will be in use.
Does look like they might go for the execute soon, as Vlad does manage to pull out his crossbow with his fire bolts and smoke bolts. Looking like he wants to push on. Habana making his way to Visa here. And Papa still going to be holding long desk with a tight angle with that MPX. Not the most damaging gun, but Vladdy Daddy managed to pick up a kill onto Noob, and that's going to be the K taken out. One of the bigger guns taken out. Papa does get a kill onto Odar, though. We do see Zofia on this east rappel, seeing if they can catch anyone off. Campo holding the very long angle. Smoke goes out and Campo hits the pre-fire. Papa does get a kill onto Vlad. Now in a 2v3. It has changed around.
Does flip around completely. Steffi to take out Papa though. Still on full health, and Flossie is quite... well, his health remains to be really desired of. And now leaving all up to the Doc player will be going down. Paradox do claim themselves the round number 2, so the first half will be finished in a fashion of 4-2, still in favor of PC419. And once again, this seeming to be like Paradox might be regaining their senses, but it's a little bit too early to say. As for now, PC419 are the ones to be leading 2 rounds ahead.
Yes, a great round for Paradox there, getting a little close, and now we're going to see the switchover come out. So here's where we really see if Paradox can bring it back. They get onto defense. Gonna have to see switch out for Phoenix onto Capital there, and Vlad's going to bring out the Pulse.
Indeed, bringing out a Pulse, we did see actually Paradox flexing a few times the UMP usage from either from a few of their players, whether it was a Pulse choice or a Castle. They were able to use UMP very, very well, so potentially that could be the case, as well as that just in general Pulse is a great operator for some info gathering as well as some of the cheeky C4s from below, but it doesn't seem like this might be the case, as he might be the one used for either the hold from below in piano maybe, or this general info gathering up and around the sides.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Pulse gets played, but nice little lineup coming out here for the side. And prep getting done, going into action phase. Gonna see the Gridlock coming out for the first time, and that Gridlock can be a very annoying operator to face up against.
Yeah, Gridlock have utilized well within the very heat of the attack can be a very deadly operator, especially with the M249 saw. That machine gun can shred the walls, as well as that just deal some humongous damage. While C's drone will be yoinked away by the Mozzie drone, which would deny some of that drone economy, but not for long probably, as the full take of the admin is in full effect, and that PC419 are just about to prep for very much of a stock standard push. Campo to get over onto the balcony, where he could open up at least 2 of the sidelines, which could be very much helpful for PC419.
Stick playing around in the basement still. Not too sure if his area is known or not. We'll be seeing a cardiac sense. We'll catch out where this Zofia player is playing. Does pre-fire the window to make sure not to give away his position. We'll get on this West Rappel. Campo managed to pick up a kill onto Deptra. That's going to be the Jaeger taken out. Massive pick already. And now going to be droning out this B site. So they start to get closer to executing this plant.
Deptra was one of those players that was able to make a pretty good play. So, as it stands, really not a good start, but apart from that, really, Stefan needs to go for some nutty plays. Stick is the one to actually kick things off onto Papa, getting rid of the Buck player that was potentially attempting to play from below, and the Valkyrie, pardon, not the Valkyrie, the Hibana charges will be only barely breaching through, as Maestro is now completely gone and out from the round.
We'll see a firebolt get pushed through, and gonna see some shots going through that Hibana hole. Smoke goes through and gets Phoenix though, pushes through the smoke. He gets the kill onto Oda. The frag's going either way. There's only 2 players left alive, and some shots going either way. They know there's 1 player here. Campo gets a kill on 2 Stick. It's all up to Pulse now, who has to break away this barricade if he wants to get through. 5 seconds until this plant goes down, and his position is no. He breathes through the barricade. Not quite going to land the shots though. Managed to pick up 1 onto Noob. Still 3 more players of PC419 to take out. It's not looking good. UMP, not the most dominant gun to have in these situations, but still is a gun that you can one tap with any headshot. And there, Claymore, sorry, takes him out.
Good placement by Phoenix, hiding away that Claymore. This definitely worked wonders. I'm a bit confused as to how was that not seen, but nonetheless, PC419 once again having a very confident push onto the side and managing to read in onto the play by the smoke. So well done all in all, and it's like that Paradox are facing to lose their map pick, which is certainly going to be a bit of a tilter for them, I reckon, after what seemed to be a huge morale boost of 7-1ing PC419 on Clubhouse.
Yeah, it's looking like pretty much a bit of a switch over here, but we're going to see Paradox go to the mid floor now for a hold. Even though they could have gone basement, they choose to bring out this strategy instead. So it's intriguing to see how they will decide to defend and hold this. And do have a few shotguns. Is this right to think, but was it Paradox the one playing with a lot of shotguns when we saw them play this site?
I'm not sure. I think we saw a few of them, but not like full-on serious shotgun play to come out of it. And I think we just got the confirmation by our admins, but yeah, you can see plentiful of the shotgun plays on a few of the operators. It was actually Stick who brought in the castle shotgun, so curious if the man brought in the shotgun as well for this one, as 1014 is certainly one of those shotguns that is occasionally underrated but does have its use. But no, this will be a UMP 45 case for the FPR operator.
Yeah, so it was wrong there, but this is where we saw previously they running the same setup that they did last week, where they can get a C4 through that wall, but it's not quite gonna land if they were going to punch those castle barricades. They do know there's a player in bathroom. Gonna send maybe Noob over that direction to try and weasel him out. But instead, gonna pick Skylight.
And with Papa getting rid of Vladdy Daddy, things might be looking a little bit grim. Paradox is already in less than a minute. Losing your mute is certainly something you don't want to. With Deptra now going in on a flank through the exit stairs, he could potentially catch a couple of plays around the corner. Just misses the buck, I believe, and will be making his way safely towards the A side, I believe.
Yeah, so gonna try and retake this top floor.
Wow. Okay, that's F in chat, please, for everyone, and well done by Flossie, really.
Papa gets another
A
kill
bomb
there.
has been located.
Stick stuck here in the bathroom. And Deptra manages to pick up one. Stick manages to pick up another one onto Phoenix, though, and he runs out below. He gets back to the bottom floor nice and quickly without even getting detected. Both these players very close together right now with a minute left on the clock.
Fortunately for Stick,
Attackers recovered the
not
diffuser.
check the doorway as there's already two people just on the site, so Deptra is now being a little bit lost as to where to go in for the play, as now the track stingers are starting to come out. The Jaeger player is running out of options as all the pings are starting to come out. There's the pre-fire, but no! The pre-fire back from Campo will be resulting in Deptra's demise, and just like that, it is a match point, ladies and gentlemen, in favor of PC419.
Yes, match point to PC419 on Paradox's map pick now.
Yeah, like we said, it seems to be a bit of a reverse sweep to come out from PC419.
Yes, a lot of I think both teams researched pretty hard into how each team sort of played their map pick, and if it went down in there, they were comfortable to counter strat against them.
Yeah, well, it certainly seems that for PC419 it is a lucky day to be able to play things out pretty well on Consulate. The map that is actually has been fairly rarely played by Paradox, and mainly it was a console play against Team Cryptik. That was a 5-7, and then it was a 7-4 for in favor of Paradox against AMR.
Yeah. So now Paradox bottom floor to try and manage to get at least one round on their defense, struggling to manage to pick up any at all at this point. And looks like we're going to see a heavy play
10 seconds left before
in
insertion.
bathroom.
Bomb located by attackers. 5 seconds remaining.
I mean, the Holden bathroom is something that is more or less frequently used, so potentially this could be the big play here for Paradox's players. Apart from that, if PC419 will read into that hold, that could quite easily be countered, and quite quickly as well.
Yeah, so droning coming out. They realise that a lot of these rotates have been opened up. Ooh, just going to catch out that pest before he manages to lose it, as they do go for this admin push now. Do have the Phoenix of Ash playing in, making his way into admin, and we might see a double peek coming out here. Deptra and the Mozzie player peeking and getting back into bathroom.
Reloading, cover me.
And now a two-man hold could potentially work out for the bathroom, but they will need to start making their way downstairs the moment there's going to be any kind of overly heavy pressure coming out from PC419. And it seems that it's just about being cooked up. Campo to open up a window into the piano could ensure itself a nice angle into the bathroom, but no, it is fully reinforced, so be forcing Campo to just switch around and see if he can get rid of the bandit charges.
Yep, it's going to be on repel, so to get rid of those charges, they do manage to get rid of what was on the wall, and this wall's going to start getting opened up now. Not too sure if they've got that mute jammer off. There is one playing close, but Stick managed to pick up a kill onto Phoenix. That's the Ash taken down. Massive C4 taken out. That's a good entry fragger to get rid of. And time starting to run out. Ooh, bullet holes from Steffi's going to manage to net a kill onto Noob.
A great peek by Noob's, pardon, not by Noob, by Paradox Gaming players is just like that. Not a single defender is down just yet, and the time has been plentifully drained from the bathroom. No contention just yet, minus the Zafia player that is on Campo. Laddie Daddy will be now pressured at the main stairs. Dep tried to take out Campo, another one onto Papa, and Stick was the one that got traded out. So it is all up to Flossie to try to bring this back, but as it stands, might be seeing the third round to be ticked over to Paradox, while they're still sitting on the match point.
Yes, looking like this is their round. It's only Flossie left in a 1v4. The Aussie op here. Can Flossie clutch it out? Does have the gun to do it, the LMG, but no. Will not know the players sitting in their depth. She gets the kill onto Flossie, and now 3-6. Can Paradox bring this back?
They will need to win 3 rounds in a row. They don't have any room for an error, at least within this map, if they want to close it out swiftly in a 2-0 manner. But it seems to be a little bit far-fetched right now, comparative to what PC419 have on their table, really. Match point, I mean, 1 round remaining to win, and so far they were able to flex it pretty well, things considered.
Yes, so looks like we're going to see a little bit of a lineup change coming out here. So Buck going to be brought, Zofia Captau. So full lineup change coming out, and it's going to be interesting to see how they manage to do this and what they're going to, if they're going to change up their push just a little bit, and if it surprises Paradox.
Well, with that in mind, we are going to be going on to the second floor. Console office and meeting room for Paradox's yet another chance to bring this back. So far, looking at the lineups, everything seems to be just about the same. But I am curious whether there will be any attempt at emphasis to maybe have some more utility towards protecting Odoving, or whether this will be just about the same setup. Because if it will be, then might have a couple of really favorable for Paradox Gaming news, really, about their hold.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
So, getting into the action phase, just making sure they're not getting spawn peaked, and did see PC419 live to spawn peak pretty much majority of the rounds, but Paradox haven't really want to bring that out, don't want to move that back. So, Mozzie does have a drone in his pocket that he will be able to drone out this middle floor. And 2 players in down below in servers right now. And this cardiac sense will be able to scan that 3 people are on East End.
That is correct. Gaining plentiful amount of information right now. Vladdy Daddy just barely spots the player that is just hangs outside of the visa. While it is already a 2-man hold in the administration office, guaranteeing that the breach will be quite successful. Just like that, Odoving is just about to start getting pressure from the balcony as well, so... Laddie Daddy, oh my goodness! Does get saved by Stick, oh! Oh my. That was very close to him losing his life, but Deptro on a double kill, bringing things back for his team. Noob, as well as, I believe that it was Papa to go down, and now it is all up to Phoenix and Campo to bring this back for PC419. So close to gaining themselves a map, yet so far away. 5v2.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Yeah, Deptro maybe not giving away his position when he was in the admin office, and maybe a little bit of a missed drone coming out, but does look like they're going to try and get back into admin as Campo swings in. Does have his player. There is an impact below. He's going to be peeking to see if he can catch any of these players that might get aggressive on him. Less than a minute now. They do have time to drone and try and catch out these players. Deptra just take a bullet, now on very low HP. Nitro cell still available on stick. Might go for a cheeky Nitro from below, but Bloody Daddy has lost his.
With Phoenix now managing to find the kill onto Steffi, we'll be able to proceed further in through the side, but Campo to go down to the hands of Deptra will definitely be something that will be slowing down Phoenix, as he is the last man standing, but he is on full health, so he still might be able to dish out some punishment. 21 seconds left to go, and right now he is barely making any progress for his team. So many Romas to come out. We'll be finally finding the head of Stick, but with 8 seconds left to go and 3 more players to kill, really things are looking quite unrealistic, as PC419 will be losing this round as well. 6-4. 2 more rounds for Paradox to bring this back. Can they bring it? Though that is the bigger question, as pretty much each and every death from their side will be resulting in their potential loss on this map.
Yes, 2 more rounds to at least secure the overtime. And now going to lobby as their 3rd site to try and hold here. And similar lineup as we previously seen going to come out. And it's going to be a little bit stressful for Paradox right now. One way away from taking this to giving a map away to PC419 and going to match map point as well.
Yeah, it certainly will be put under a heap of stress, as they do want to close it out as fast as possible. Villa was something that they weren't really able to flex that well, and they did end up winning against MR by literally 8 rounds, so they would want to have something to close things out, consolidate as a much more comfortable round for them, especially when compared to Villa. So I'd certainly say that they would need to put in all of their might in this hold, and it seems like this is the case. Full reinforcement over the meeting room, meaning we might be seeing a full hold upstairs right above the site. So 3 people so far. I'm curious how will this actually work out for what so far seems to be the underdog team.
Yeah, so a lot of prep going upstairs, rotations and all that jazz to help them out, and same setup as we have previously seen. Bullet holes going all the way to that balcony jump in, if they do choose to use those, but it's going to be a little bit dangerous considering those castle barricades behind can get taken out very easily, and already have been.
And both of those gone, and now Vladdy Daddy to attempt to try to go in for the play. Does go for the drop down, but they have to take a very heavy punishment. Oh, Papa nearly loses his life to that grenade. That was a bit too close for his comfort zone, I'd imagine. Now, he is knowledgeable that there is a rotation on the exit stairs, but can he find that kill? And he does have one more frag grenade to bring things back, but sure is if that can be used. Phoenix to finally finish off Vladdy Daddy. Good start for PC419, and a bit of an atrocity to kick things off for Paradox. They did manage to delay already just under half a round with the upstairs hold, and Odoving to take out Flossie. That is a good start, but to be traded out straight away by Campo is certainly not what you want right now. Full-on push by Noob will be resulting in Stick's demise, and now it is all up to Deptra and Stick to bring this back. Pardon, Steffi to bring this back, as pretty much their survival within this map is hinging on literally one more person, but it is a full cleanup crew by PC419, as they do manage to finally recollect themselves.
Yes, so we will be going to the final map. Look like Paradox could have been coming back in the final sort of rounds. Look like they getting on a little bit of recovery, but no, could have managed to hold lobby, and PC419 take that one out. Ooh, high kills for Campo and Phoenix.
Indeed. That's a good half for both of the players, as we are going to be rotating over to us for now. So, there we go. So far, pretty much a map trade between the two teams. We are down to the last map, map number 3, which will be Villa. We'll be having a 5-minute break, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go too far away, as we will return back with some even saucier grand final action between PC419 and Paradox Gaming. Don't go too far away.
Like a real love, but it goes so fast. All tied up, like a captive. I'm on to you. Used to pay to my life, standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I haven't felt this in ages, and I've no patience. So won't you please? You're making me stronger, making me stronger.
Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. 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 You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Paradox versus PC419. Just about to soon get back into it, but for now, let's quickly reflect over to what has happened so far for those who are just joining us. Chuck.
So, jumping in, we saw Paradox completely roll PC419 on Clubhouse, taking it 7-1, showing a dominant performance on defense and attack. Then that was PC419's map pick, and then on the second map we saw pretty much the opposite, same thing happened. PC419 rolled over Paradox for the first couple rounds on defense, but once we got into those later rounds, Paradox looking like they were coming for a comeback, but got sadly taken on their map, and now we're on the decider on Villa. Got any what's your money on Cthulhu here? Who's going to take this one out?
To be honest, I am to a certain point inclined to say that it is a PC419's go, but there's a big but to it, which is the fact that PC419 played only once Villa up until today, which was against AMR. They lost 7-8. Whereas a similar case happened with Paradox, but they've played Villa twice, lost to AMR 4-7, and then won against AMR 8-7. So both those teams have the history of struggling on this map. So this should potentially provide us with a very close matchup. And if not, well, then we will be seeing, once again, one or the other team just absolutely bulldozering another, really.
Yeah, it's interesting to see because both these teams had this map as their decider. Last PC419, I believe, was their decider map, which we didn't see go to on Tuesday. Am I thinking correctly?
I believe so, yes, yeah.
So both teams comfortable on going to this map, but the only problem is Paradox didn't see how PC419 played on this map. PC419 have seen how Paradox play on this map recently.
Yeah, so PC419 will be having some good knowledge about Paradox's playstyle. And we are just transitioning over to the ban phases. The first ban is Jackal to come out. So Jackal on Villa, one of the more or less powerful operators, now banned and completely outing any roam play is certainly something that is going to benefit the defense. Capitao to be banned out on the next one. I'm a little bit 50-50, but he is still quite powerful operator. What do you reckon?
Both teams played him, and both teams used him quite a bit on the last map. So him being taken out, he's one of the more common bans you usually see in these kind of higher siege games. Capitao usually getting banned majority of the time, considering he just negates the use of ADSs and great gun, great utility, and a 3-speed.
A very good point. With that in mind, Mira and Echo are the last remaining operators to be banned out throughout the ban phase of Villa for the grand final of LPL Challenger Series. So round 1, PC419 on defense, Paradox on offense, and let's see how will this unravel, really. Trophy room and statuary to be chosen for the first defense room, make it a dining room and kitchen. As so far the lineup PC419's defense seeming to be just calling in for a bit of a turtle strat minus Campo's vigil choice.
Yeah, well, we do see the 6-pick here onto Legion, and they're choosing to drop the hard breach of Thermite for the lesser hard breach of Maverick. That's a very interesting operator drop. They don't have a hard breach that can easily open up walls at this point.
It could be the fact that they're trading for a bit more of the fragging potential, with knowing that Maverick's M4 is quite versatile. Maybe it's for something a little bit more sneaky, find it out in a little bit. But curious as to how will the overall lineup of Paradox play it out, because there's 2 operators for essentially flank watch, 2, well, technically we could say 2 soft breaches if Deptra has breaching charges on him, and then Vladdy Daddy on the Maverick that should potentially allow Paradox to go in for a couple of really nice cheeky angles. And if you think about it, technically Maverick will be able to make way more openings for his team comparative to even, say, Ibana or Thermite, if utilized well.
Yes, so you're going to see Campo opening up a cheeky little angle outside, but falls off it completely. We are going to see a lot of players trying to push into master bedroom and open up this floor, but there is 3 players still on this top floor to worry about. Someone does get their foot caught in a goo mine, and some shots going to be sent in their direction. Nothing quite landing. And might see Noob land a C4 here.
C4 to come out just misses the Paradox player, but will be just enough to kind of spook him off and fend him off from the bathroom to force him to fall back through the bedroom. That's where Papa was waiting for Vladdy Daddy, and will be getting rid of him quite swiftly. So that is the only hard breach that has been on Paradox Gaming's roster. So at this point, the attackers will be forced to go in through a series of choke points, which really something that you do not want to witness.
Yes, so 1 kill going in the way of the defenders at this point. And half the round has gone down. Noob in an aggressive spot, but Deptra managed to pick up a kill of his own, and that's going to be the Jaeger taken out. Deptra hits another as he just crouch walks on the side at this point.
Okay, that's an interesting development. Campo, meanwhile, and Phoenix, both of the Romas PC419 are offside, resulting in only Papa. Actually, all 3 of them are offside, so right now a quick rotation could potentially seal the deal here. Papa needs to go in for the big push as the diffuser is starting to get planted. Papa's position has been revealed and completely outed, so now the retake needs to come in effect. As Paradox now fully just swarming in the site. Stick to take care of Phoenix, and it is all up to Campo to bring this back. Unfortunately, won't be even spotting the position of the Zofia player, and will be tagging her up quite substantially. But attackers to win round number 1 as Deptra, the man of the hour, did manage to open up very nicely into the site.
Interesting what their comms would have been there that during that. They would have just been like, there's 3 up on site, and Deptra just strolls on side and picks up 2 kills.
Yeah, just like that. Just sends that, I'm gonna send it. Sends it fully, delivers, and there it is. There's the round. So all in all, good start for Paradox. We did see a similar case within the first map, and it seems that whichever team so far takes the first round seems to be rather in a winning position. We saw Paradox to take the first round of Clubhouse, and well, they won 7-1. Saw PC419 to take round number 1 in Consulate and ended up winning it. So maybe foreshadowing a Paradox win. The one way to find out is keep watching, really.
Yeah, but there's always caster's curse, so
yeah.
you probably messed everything up now.
Well, yeah, now that I said it, now that I pointed it out, it's all gonna go to hell, and we're gonna see overtime with all the rounds to be played out.
Yeah, go into all 15.
Yeah, it's quick 15 rounds for all of us. Meanwhile, Zeki is typing.
Left before insertion.
But in all seriousness,
5 seconds to go.
Well, a couple seconds before the action phase to start things out, and PC419 having a bit of an interesting setup, having a fair few peeking points from that middle connector doorway should allow a good anchor position as well for either Maestro or pretty much anyone who tries to defend the statuary.
Yep, default camp being left up on the ruins. No one really around that direction to take it out though, so you know, can forgive him a little bit for letting that default stay up. a little bit longer than it should be, but
A bomb has been located.
a lot of roaming coming out once again. Not as much as the last round. There is still 3 players around site, maybe a 4th that I can't quite see. But no, it does look like 2 roaming off towards study direction.
Jammer ready to activate.
Yeah, a few offsite roamers certainly be just enough to delay, and it seems that Stick is a little bit curious as to where is all the ruckus coming from. Just a sound cue seeming to be enough to slow down Paradox, and could be exactly what PC419 really need.
Make your bread. Ice planted.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Yeah, so some peeks coming out from Flossie as he aggressively peeks a little bit there, but going to see the Maverick opening a little bit of line of sights and going to be pinged and letting his team know that they're there to make sure no one really peeks aggressively here. Deptra managed to pick up 1 kill onto Campo. That's the smoke player gone. It's a massive pick already. Do have Oda managed to pick up Noob as well. That's 2 massive frags. That's both denial operators taken out at this point.
And that's the older as well, gone and out, so now PC419 just continues to fall apart really as all the offside operators are just being outed, and that's the control of Astro now fully gained, as well as A and B side for that matter really. Another retake needs to be in place for PC419 as for now Paradox are seeming to be just strolling right in. Flossie to finally respond back onto Odaving will be getting rid of him, resulting in a 4v2, but with plentiful amount of pre-fire, there we go, Flossie will be going down. All up to Phoenix now, as he does need to clutch up against 4 members of Paradox Gaming, and so far, I don't really see that much of a response. Phoenix tagged up quite substantially now, and in need of a reload, will be forced to fall back. Kind of waiting for some aggression, but will be met at the crossfire. No, Vladdy Daddy, a bit of a hindsight.
Managed to not get the shot off there, but it's going to be really hard for PC419 to clutch this out, and I'm pretty sure Phoenix has thrown in the towel for this round and not going for it.
Enjoying a little bit of that music coming out from the gramophone. Will be allowing his team to get a little bit of extra comms, just kind of talk it out, essentially asking, boys, what's happening? How is this allowed? How are we losing all of a sudden after such a good series on the map number 2? To be that Paradox just continue steamrolling. They had a bit of a break maybe with the consulate. Now just seeming to be back on track, really.
Yeah, they're definitely doing great work, especially jumping on attack on this site. We're going to see a change up for PC once again, now going to Aviator Games. Running a similar lineup, but we're going to see a change off Castle.
Curious as to who would that be, really.
Yeah.
Because we did see Castle play a few times by PC419, but it was mainly utilized by Paradox in this matchup. And Legion to be picked, certainly one of those operators that I probably would prefer more over Castle.
Yeah.
Considering that it is AVG, Legion could cause a plentiful amount of disruption, especially if you spam like as many of those goo mines around, say, classroom area, like study area, or even just outside of those 2 sites, really. Because even when you're holding the 90 hallway, I think we might get too heated, and a couple of those goo mines could potentially save your life.
Yeah, it's all up to Deptra to really find him. It does have the digital scan, and that can spot out all those goo mines sitting on the floor. So if you spot him out, it's going to negate a little bit of Legion's usefulness. And it looks like we're going to see some pre-fires going into study here, and all set up for an impact trick to deny these walls. But there is no hard breacher being brought out once again, but it doesn't look like it's really affecting the side of Paradox, having that major hard breacher. They still have the Maverick, which, you know, puts little holes in walls.
Yeah, that's exactly what really Paradox needed, and just a few poke holes really just to open things up. And it seems that for now, the person who is doing some poking is Deptra, who did, I believe, give at the very least a scare to that Jaeger player, forcing him to fall back, but did take some damage in return, though, for his troubles.
Yeah, so a little bit of damage coming out to Deptra, but nothing critical at this point. Campo looking like he could throw some smokes over those walls or just cause a little bit of havoc playing on this southwest corner of the map. Sort of just aiming in directions, but Steffi moves in through Trophy. Getting control of this area, does see some reinforcements being placed around, but gonna hold up and wait for the rest of his team to drone him into the rest of the site here.
Apple once again offside, this time as a bandit. Deptra, yet again, sends things over. Campo is now off the game, and it is a smoke once again. One of the rather crucial operators for plan denial is now down and out, forcing Phoenix to be a little bit more paranoid about him being flanked over. So many poke holes are now being made by Vladidad, just enough for his team to essentially just go in and go for the kills. Minute 7 seconds to go, and so far this could be potentially like the start of a good execution. Deptra once again opens up, the big man, the man of the map so far, as Steffi follows up onto Noob and now leaves all up to 2 players of PC419. Make it 1, is it all up to Phoenix?
They're just winning every single gunfight they go into at this point. Looking like a flawless round. No, Phoenix does get that kill on Vladdy Daddy, taking out the Maverick, but Diffuser down 1v4 situation. Does have that amazing T5 SMG, but is it good enough to do this? There's going to be one playing directly on that rotate hole, lying down, not going to over-aggress, just going to wait. Air jab does manage to waste a little bit more time as he moves towards Study, takes some bullets for that peak, and there's going to be Deptra peeking out aggressive. Deptra just going in massive in this game.
He's indeed going absolutely nuts for his team. Just finally got that motivation push and just keeps on pushing, and that aggression works out absolutely fantastically for Paradox. 3-round streak so far.
If we get a scoreboard check to see how many on Deptra's on, because he's just been fragging out at this point.
Yeah, man is absolutely an absolute legend, really. And I don't think that without his aggressive pushes on IQ, the team would have been able to make a whole bunch of progress, really. So, massive props to the man himself. Meanwhile, AVG retry come out from PC419, and potentially Phoenix once again to swap out from Castle onto Legion. But it doesn't seem like this does phase Paradox to the slightest.
Yes. Just walking in, clicking heads at this point. Massive round from Paradox. 3 rounds up already, and we're going to see them take PC419, go back to the same site for first time in this game.
Yeah, so retry for the AVG PC419 in hopes for them to start making a comeback. Take a peek at the scoreline. Deptra, after 3 rounds, ladies and gentlemen, on 9 kills and 0 deaths. He is the absolute killing machine right now for Paradox.
So he's going in to get three triple kills so far.
Yeah.
Popping off. He is just... And it's not like he's just outgunning everyone. It's not like he's getting like fancy and outplaying him. He's just peeking angles and winning gunfights.
Yeah. And even, I gotta point out that with Phoenix, he seemed like very much in a hurry. The tilt maybe is coming in play here. Look at this! Another 10th kill, double digits with no deaths already again. Paradox. Boy. What? Deptra, what are you doing?
He's eating these Weebix this morning. Gone in and just completely fragging at this point. Lad's taking a little bit of damage for his troubles, but nothing too crucial as they start to drone himself in. Deptra's just been a one-man army. He's droning himself in, getting frags and just pushing through and getting these kills. Flossie gonna be holding an aviator door to see, make sure no one comes through. We're breaking up some barricade. Phoenix finally gets the kill onto Deptra and he goes down. The man that we thought could have been killed is gone now.
And this would potentially could ensure that Paradox will be stalled out, but we did see a pretty good performance from the remainder of the squad, really. As now Noob does manage to find a kill into Odoving, and it seems that all of a sudden this is going down a little bit more. Nice 2 shots from 2 Paradox players will be ensuring that there won't be a whole much of a progression. PC419's attempt at getting some frags with minute 15 left to go. 3v2 still very much clutchable for the defending team, as they do have Campo on that MP5 with an ACOG that could potentially find a very nice kill through those very same holes.
Flash is going through. Minute left. Gonna see a Nitro. Ooh, going through
Oh,
perfectly.
that does.
Takes Vlad out.
Wow.
But Plant's getting secured at this point.
Wait, no, it does not. Oh, nice flick as well, but just like that, it is a 1v1 situation. Phoenix's position has been now revealed as he is forced to fall back to the bar. Steffi now taking a bit more of a careful position. He still has 2 of the impact grenades, so he could potentially maybe open a couple of rotation holes or peeking holes even from below. But the Phoenix now being a little bit more pressured on the time, he needs to start finding those peaks. He's very much wary about those peak holes, particularly thinking that there might be a peak, but a couple of pre-fires might be coming out. Oh, there's the shot. Steffi to clutch things out for Paradox as the streak continues, as it just nearly got pretty much reset.
This is a completely different team that we saw last week play on this exact same map.
Yeah. It's definitely Paradox making some very good changes after their performance and bringing things back. Look at this. 10 kills for Deptra, and then Steffi to follow up with 5, and then the rest of the team is 1, 2, 1. Oh boy. And then there's PC419. That is, I'm not even gonna really point anything out just yet, but yeah, everyone saw that.
So, looking PC419's closest round win doesn't manage to go out. Paradox does take that one back and manage to take that round out, but it's just looking like Paradox are just being too strong in all their attacks. They're just pinching these players correctly. They're just doing everything that PC419 just can't prevent. I think their roamers just can't get back to site in time, or the roamers are just getting taken out very quickly. And Paradox are just playing an insane game right now.
Certainly do, and it is all up off the back of Deptra so far with his entry frags. If PC419 would be able to out Deptra's very aggressive play and take him out early, you think that they have a very good chance to pretty much thwart any plans of Paradox having a nearly flawless game.
It's hard to say because they did take him out early last round, and they still won the round. Deptra opening frag again. It's not even a surprise at this point.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, yeah, you could say that they still managed to bring him back, but it was still very much of a close round. At the end of the countdown, it was a 1v1 situation. But yeah, I do have to agree that still able to perform even without their famous entry frag.
And he's just round after round just taking these entry frags, just doing amazing work. Now going to be below and just use his utility to the full ability right now and get rid of all these cams and gadgets.
And oh, Deptra trying to get some for himself. Papa relaying some plentiful amount of information. We'll be trying to go in for the C4. There's the throw and there's the explosion, but won't be even denting Laddie Daddy, as the man just keeps on sticking to his drone, really. Deptra, once again, man, the Empire strikes back, as Flossie will be going down this time, as well as that. Both of the both of the German operators are now gone and out, leaving it a 2-man deficit, really. PC419.
Yeah, no nitros left.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. No nitros left as Papa already used up one. Noob doesn't have an nitros. Same goes for Campo, but it seems that it doesn't phase Papa at all, as he does manage to finally find a kill onto the Nomad to slow things down. But it seems that the control of Astro has been at least partially taken.
Yeah, we're gonna see some aggressive peaks with the older though. A lot of lines of sights getting opened up now as they do sort of get a little scared where they're positioning. Deptra making sure there's no cams and will spot out where that Vout cam is. Giving a lot of information now will be lost. Papa sitting against this wall. Vlad. Oh, it does take some shots in the shoulder. They now know where Papa exactly is sitting. And that's going to be Steffi picking up a kill onto Campo. Noob managed to get a kill onto Deptra though. They're going to pre-fire straight onto Papa now in a 3v1. 24 seconds left on the clock. Noob has to do something amazing here, and he can't do it. Paradox 5 rounds in a row. Steffi and Deptra just fragging it out.
Absolutely nutty. Nice one tap by Steffi to get Paradox even closer to potentially match point so far. 5-round streak so far for the attacking team, and it seems that nothing is planning to stop really. Neither the team nor Deptra, really, because at this point it's the Deptra show, really.
Yeah, exactly.
If you think about it.
I think that's... We did call him out getting like 3 kills each round, but I think he only got 1 in the previous round and 2 in that round, but he's still just doing entry frags, getting a massive shots, and just making opportunities for the rest of his team to push and get into these areas.
Yeah, and only now it seems that PC419 are starting to make amends, really. Bringing in a Capcan, bringing in a Legion, just to make sure that they would be able to cover a bit larger area for their team. Just to ensure that the IQ will be slowed down just a little bit more. And usually, we do talk quite frequently about it. The power of Capcan is when you play him the least and you expect him the least. So now that Vladdy Daddy though does spot out the Capcan, the call out will be coming out to Paradox IQ Raider. So hopefully for her, she will be able to find it. Hopefully for PC419, she will be still quite blind to that utility and will be running into plentiful of those Capcan traps.
Yes. 5 seconds left.
So getting through here. It's gonna be interesting to see if Capcan is managing to catch anyone off guard. Some of these outside cams are staying alive, but I don't think anyone's really going into ruins to take them out or spawning in that direction to really remove them. So Flossie just maybe trying to catch anyone out. Flossie could be running the Doc now instead of the Jaeger. So interesting to see the little bit of a change up. Phoenix now on Jaeger instead. 30 seconds left on the clock, and are we going to see Deptra entry frag again and get an entry opening?
Could be the case, but this time he does need to be very much careful about the placement of the Capcan traps, as well as that same goes for pretty much the rest of the team, as Vladdy Daddy will be a bit more careful about entering the position, and it seems that Deptra is the one that just keeps on poking around, seeing where can he get that sweet frag. He's a little bit careful about not being peeked from behind, but it seems that he's just about to press send and pretty much go for it. There is the Nomad charge to pretty much keep him covered, and already Papa downed. That potentially will be able to be picked up, but no, it will be Vladdy Daddy and Stick to trade him out and take out Phoenix and Papa. So just like that, yeah. 3v5.
They're going for a flawless game at this point. And this map more defender-sided than attacker-sided, and they're going 5-0 right now on attack.
Surely PC419 wouldn't allow that, though.
Yeah.
A team that just managed to pretty much run away with the Consulate, surely they can bring this back. They had so much more pod knowledge, as well as just in general they've played pretty well, all things considered, on Consulate. So when it seems that they are a little bit lost as to where can they go for the push. Vladdy Daddy being a bit too careful, but I'm not too sure if he's too knowledgeable about the Mozzie's position here.
Yeah, he's looking very careful about the doorways. Mozzie, oh, does get the advantage there and gets the frag. Going to make it a little bit more of a comfortable round to try and win off. Now they do have one-man deficit, so still winnable, but Deptra changed that up as he takes out Noob. Now in a 2v3 as Deptra goes down to Campo, and now Oda does change that out, takes out Campo. It's all up to Flossie. 1v3, we've seen so many 1v3s come out. Can Flossie finally clutch this one out? 6 seconds to play,
15 seconds
and
to go.
the plant's going down pretty close right now. 12 seconds left on the clock, but the plant does go down. Damages through the warm. Flossie loses his life. Paradox clean 6 rounds in a row on attack.
Well, so far, fantastic performance by Paradox. Yikes from Vladidaddy to a suppressed AK. I mean, ain't nothing wrong. It is a sexy piece of equipment, gotta say myself. But nonetheless, flawless first half, ladies and gentlemen. Not a single round dropped by Paradox's attack, and now on the first defense, potentially looking at grabbing themselves a 7th point, really. Sitting at match point, Aviator and Games going for Paradox.
Are we going to see a flawless map? 7-0 to Paradox. Here's the round to tell. Aviator Games, they've got their defense set up. And it's going to be a bit harder because when they were on attack, they did have that sort of, they forced the aggression. And we did see that roaming coming out, but the roamers really couldn't deal with how aggressive these peaks were coming out, how aggressive the droning was being placed in. So now that they're not really in as much of control of the aggression, are we going to see Paradox sort of still win those rounds?
A good point out just came out from our observer as well. Steffi is the only person that is currently sitting on 0 deaths.
5 seconds to go.
Since the team of Paradox did go so far flawless, there's at least one person that pretty much managed to survive, and that is Steffi. Deptra on 3 kills, but already on 13 kills for himself, whereas, yeah, Steffi is sitting nice and stable. 7-2, 7-20.
Drone activated.
Nice resolution, by the way. Still stable for streaming, by the way.
So, we sort of seen Deptra cruise off. Got 9 kills in the first round, and then after that, just Psycho, I'm gonna let the team frag out a little bit more.
I've taken all the frags, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna let his team help out.
Yeah. Well, for now, nice peek by Deptra once again. Fans opens up onto PC419, just decides, yeah, I'm just gonna, just keep on grabbing the kills. Says, yeah, nah, you know what? Yeah, 13 kills, I have it, but I'm just gonna keep on fragging, really.
Yeah, gives him the man advantage, and now the time advantage is time starting to tick away. Campo making his way on main stairs, does take out Vladdy Daddy, equaling out the round. Papa does get a kill onto Deptra, though. That's a massive frag to take out. Ooh, this is where it's going to get tight. The man advantage now goes in the way of PC.
PC419 poising to finally take the round off Paradox, but Odaving with his shotgun could potentially find a nice shot. Oh, that S-charge won't be dealing any damage here. Still with the 2 remote gas grenades. Should be able to pick things off, but Steffi to go down. His flawless streak will be finalized here by Papa. And now all up to Stick and Odaving to bring this back against 4 members of PC419. Can they bring this back? That is the big question here. As with 1 minute and 6 seconds left to go, the push is just about to commence. Both frag grenades extinguished from Sledge, and now, ooh, Odaving does manage to lose his head. Stick is getting just absolutely sandwiched, and there it is. Finally, PC419 will be claiming at least 1 round for themselves, and at the very least ensuring that they won't be going down to a flawless win.
Yes, so they at least confirm that, but Paradox have got a lot of rounds right now sort of saved, and they can sort of don't want to ease off the gas pedal, but you know, they've got a little bit of a safety net.
Yeah, they do have a bit of a safety net, but at the moment things might get a little bit iffy for Paradox if their whole pace, if their whole momentum will be thwarted. So they need to get back into the game. They need to get back into the roll of things, because otherwise things might not look all pretty.
Yes. So now, trophy
Attackers need to locate
as
and
the next
defuse
site
bombs.
to hold. And it's going to be an interesting one. They do bring out the Pulse that we'll be playing below. Pulse is pretty easy to spot out with that IQ. Every time the cardiac sensor goes on, IQ can scan where his location. And, well, Pulse doesn't have his gun out, and IQ does have a pistol out, so it's easier to fight, shoot at them. So it's going to be interesting how the Pulse plays below. If there's going to be someone roaming with him to help out.
10 seconds left before insertion.
See how the setup will work out here. It seems like a bit more of a turtle heavy, at least with a diamond.
To locate a bomb and defuse it.
I mean, a couple more angles reinforced just to make sure that in case issues might hit the fan,
Camera feed up and
at least Paradox would have some good cover to stand behind, at least for the time being. So, with that said, PC419 are bringing in just about somewhat similar case. Oh, Deptra gets shot down, but leaving Noob up literally on a slither of health.
Unfortunate. Thinking he could win every gunfight there. Not quite gonna work out. But that's 6 reinforcements devoted off-site already. Down below, some more aggression coming out as they peek from Master Bedroom. And Noob gonna be the entry fragger, already low on HP.
When things might get a little bit ugly if he will be allowed to go in for those plays, but can the C4 work out? Steffi is trying to find those kills from below without utilizing his C4 and might just be able to find that. The peaks will be finally, I believe, downing him. There it is. There's the peak by Steffi. Has managed to equalize things up. 4v4. Ashgon traded out for Bandit. Bill would say that this is a favorable for defense trade here. Meanwhile, though, Phoenix was able to make just enough of a hole to go and crouch. So this aspect for PC419 is now finally opened, and now Paradox will need to be extra cautious about that hole.
Yeah. Gonna see maybe some pressure still down below as the Mozzie player did ignite his C4 while he was up in astronomy. Stick still below, using these lines of sights that he had been made to maybe get a cheeky little kill. Bloody Daddy's still alive on the Jaeger, peeking through to see if anyone is getting aggressive. Papa managed to get a kill onto Steffi. That's gonna be a massive frag as Bloody Daddy takes some shots in the side and still getting aggressive. Flossie gets a kill onto Stick, and now Oda gets a kill onto Papa, but now Oda in a 1v3, 1v2.
Now Odaving's position has been revealed, so he will need to start rotating over. He does make it all the way to B side, but with all the flashbangs and the pre-fires coming out, he is on a slither of health, so things are definitely not looking all well for him, so he needs to just go in for absolutely godly hits on the head. Goes in for the peak, does manage to make it a 1v1 situation. And he hit the shots. Both players are extremely low on health, but one has the ACOG, one does not. And there it is! Phoenix does manage to clutch things out once again for PC419. Continuing their run within the grand finals, ladies and gentlemen. They are not ready to get out of this just yet.
Yes, now getting closer and closer. PC4 things up, getting back into the play. Close rounds. Oda nearly clutching that one back. Now they're going back to Aviator Games. Just need one round to take this map out. And that's going to be nerve-wracking for PC. They have to do basically what Paradox did. 6 rounds in a row here.
Yeah. So far, interestingly enough, Villa so far only had the 100% succession on the attacking. Not a single defensive win has been made. And certainly is quite a nerve-wracking game so far. I'd say both for Paradox and PC419. For Paradox, it seems that they slowly losing their pace and their momentum, which is something they definitely do not want at all. Whereas on the side of PC419, it is a nerve-wrack for them, being that they need another 4 rounds to win to make sure that they are going into overtime, and possibly another 2 rounds after that to ensure that they will be able to win them.
Yes. So, and that's something that could be a little bit with when you're on this sort of match point and you have that many rounds sort of saved, they could just be going aggressive, just be like, we just need this 1 round, and sort of just losing rounds because they have that mindset of we need that 1 round to peak everything, try and get some frags, do something silly.
Oh. See if maybe Paradox will be able to bring things back a little bit. Deptra potentially might be just being a little bit more tame about his peaks. Won't be going in for any aggressive runouts just yet, but will be making a couple of really cheeky holes here and there for his team. Noob, completely aware that there might be a runout, will be sure that nobody will be peeking from the long angle. But it is Vladdy Daddy to kick things off, ladies and gentlemen, and Noob to find once again Deptra. No more of the roaming, no more of the running, and so far the poor man just keeps on getting shut down.
Yes, they're trying to take out this player that was on that central stairs and thrown him out. Do believe he got the rotate off and no longer around there whatsoever. And here, you're going to see Papa slowly scanning his way. Time starting to dissipate. 4v4. Their top fragger Deptra has been taken out. And, ooh, beautiful shots coming out.
Fantastic bait by Odoving as well, swapping around with Vladdy Daddy on the position. Does manage to find a kill onto Sledge, and that is the 2 of the fragging operators. Much well done and dusted. Now in the 3v4 situation, still workable for PC419, but it is definitely in favor of Paradox Gaming. At the moment, nice peek from right up close actually by Vladdy Daddy will be ensuring that IQ won't be in play anymore, and it is all up to Phoenix and Noob to bring this back. Noob to rotate over once again to the same position where Sledge died, and I don't think he is quite knowledgeable about the position of the smoke. There it is. All up to Phoenix. 1v4 situation to continue his team's run within the game, but as it stands, it seems to be completely impossible here. 1v4 situation, 50 seconds left to go. Phoenix needs to find those kills. Gets a little bit over careful flashbang to go in, but shots flying in will be a potential resulting in his demise. He does know about the position of the smoke, does manage to find a nice down on him. Be taking him out. 1v3 situation. Seem to find the shots and will be going in for the peak, but there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Paradox are the ones to claim the grand finals and be the winners of LPL Challenger League Season 3.
Yes, Paradox. Losing back in amateur last season in the grand finals, but building there all the way back up. Coming out of the worst seed 4, and winning the grand final. Deptra, an amazing game, 14-6. Beautiful for both teams here. I'm pretty lost for words for that game. That was a really unexpected game, what just went down.
It was definitely just an absolute roller coaster of emotions. Absolute, just fantastic turn of events for Paradox, and just some fantastic siege that we really witnessed. Massive though congratulations to Paradox for claiming spot number 1 on the at the end of our Challenger League Season 3. PC419 to come in second, and the third will be Team Cryptik. Congratulations to all those 3 teams to coming in for top 3, and so big thank you to all of our players, to all of you viewers that tuned in to our channels, both Rainbow Six NZ and LPL_play, and make sure to sign up for the LPL Matchpoint Mini League that will be starting up on November 9th to make sure to get your portion of Rainbow Six Siege in for some of that competitive goodness. But for now, this will be it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Chuck, any last words?
Just like to congratulate all the teams that have played, and Paradox, you got one in, and you won it. Good job, boys.
Good job, boys, indeed. And the final thank you to our admin team, Zeki and Bloodhound, who were assisting us with the broadcast, as well as a few of our observers, you and me, Komodo, Red, and yeah, thank you all. Thanks to everyone for sticking with us and assisting with those broadcasts, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Stay tuned and catch you later.
Adios.